Hello and welcome to Reactors. Our mission and passion are to share our thinking with you and link research and practice. We focus on a topical leadership or management issue in a short, lively, unscripted dialogue. Thank you for watching this session, and we have yet again a very lively conversation for you. Last week, working on a client change management project, I was often using change management versus change leadership interchangeably. And Lester gave me a soft tap on my hand and said, well, you can't really do that. I had no clue about that. Lester, would you like to educate our audience? What's the difference between change management versus change leadership?
Okay, well, I'll try. I think first of all that they're both right. It's not that one's right and one's wrong, and it depends, I think, on the problem you're trying to solve or the change that you're embarking upon. So if it's something with an endpoint that's planned, then it would change management. You'd have controls in place. It'd be systematic. You want to avoid disruption as much as possible. Change leadership would be something much more emergent, where it is unpredictable, where you're wanting to empower people to challenge. It's going to be messy. It's going to be chaotic, and you're going to encourage disruption. And I think you're going to encourage people, especially senior leaders, to ask the very tough questions. So some of the work of Cliff Bowman, which I know you will know, Imran, he calls it ZOOD, the Zone of Uncomfortable Debate, which is really about asking the questions that nobody really dare to ask, the unthinkable ones, but the ones that probably need to be asked at moments like this. Reminded me a little bit of Linda Hill, Imran, and I know you know her work. I don't know if you wanted to comment on that.
Absolutely, and Linda Hill, Lester, talks about that when you're trying to innovate. Linda Hill talks about innovation very similar to, I believe, change. And Linda Hill says when you're trying to innovate in organizations, you amplify the differences, you do not minimize them. Very similar to what you are referring to Zout from Cliff Bowman. And I feel these two concepts are very, very similar. My question to you is, we are well aware of planned change, or perhaps there's enough that audience can pick up from the frameworks, tools, and other aspects available there. But how about this emergent change? What happens? How can we enable an emergent change? Can you shed a bit more light on that?
Yeah, I think you do need to develop those capabilities. I think you do need good, safe spaces where people can communicate very, very openly and speak up and speak their truths. I think that's important because it's something that's open-ended and predictable. You're trying to continually align and realign the organisation alongside the external environment. I think it's tough. And I think we go back to the original meaning of the word lead. You've got a good clue in there. It comes from the Anglo-Saxon word ladere, which actually meant, this is from 1,000 years ago, which actually meant people are going on a journey. And I think to communicate that nature of a journey that's unpredictable could be quite helpful.
And I'm thinking, Lester, as you were mentioning this, that is also quite similar to the works of Mintzberg and Waters, when they talk about emergent versus deliberate, emergent strategy versus deliberate strategy. So would you agree?
No, I think it is. I think it's a good parallel. No, absolutely. Yes, it's a good
So
point.
if we have to summarize in 30 seconds the difference between change management versus change leadership, what would be the takeaway points, Lester?
Well, for me, I think first of all, as I said before, know what's the problem you're trying to address. Is it more change management or change leadership? Have you got the right capabilities in place? Have you got people ready for that? And to be honest, I think particularly with emergent change, have you got the right environment for the critical discussions that have to take place?
Thank you. I would just leave the audience with one last aspect, that often when organizations are embarking on this emergent change, the change fails. And one of the significant reasons why the change fails, which Donald Searle talks about why good organizations go bad, is because of active inertia. That in another video. For now, thank you very much for joining us. See you next time.
Goodbye.